What's happening? Why is the Earth there? Oh, right, I forgot. I was supposed to go into space, but my ship failed, and now I'm on the moon. And I really want to go back to my family, so I really need to build myself a rocket, and I have to go back on Earth as fast as I can, because I don't want to be alone here in the darkness on the moon. So the first thing that I have to do is to enter the area that was prepared by the astronauts before me that stayed here on the moon. They tried to colonize it and to make a habitable planet, but unfortunately it didn't work out as planned. I received a star from the god, I think. This magic book gives me items or something, and I received the star from my academical studies. I know that I can use the stars to power up, and back on Earth we also managed to capture stars and use their power and use their energy for powering up our planet. I'm going to have to start chopping up this tree because I need to keep planting more trees. Let's make sure I get a seed from this tree, from the leaves. Now I can plant more of them. I will need a lot of wood and a lot of resources. I will need as many resources as I can get. I'm glad that I went to college and that I studied science, and also I studied chemistry a lot, so I hope that my chemistry skills can come in hand here. This is moon turf. I can break it with my hand, which is pretty interesting. The surface on the is very weak compared to the one on Earth, and apparently the trees on the moon take a lot more fertilizer to grow compared to trees back on Earth. I managed to build myself a crafting table, which I'm going to use and build up an axe, and I'm going to build myself a pickaxe so I can dig the surface of the earth much faster. We can cut trees so easily when we have an axe compared to when we are barehanded. And I started up digging a lot of the surface here because I was preparing it to build a massive tree farm, and I also need a lot of the moon's surface to be able to process it down further. Let's break another tree here and let's move on. I'm going to need to plant more trees, and I received some dirt from this magical book that I got. With this dirt I'm going to plant trees on top of it. Now I'm going to block the door here because I do not want dangerous creatures that may lurk here in the darkness to enter my house. This magic book is really helpful because it also helps me see what I need to do in order to advance. Here we have our oxygen tank, and with this contraption we can fill up our oxygen and not die because the moon doesn't have oxygen and I need my oxygen system to breathe. I get some magic bags with nothing in them, and I'm going to build myself some storage because I don't have any at the moment. Let's build ourselves a little base down here where we can put our supplies. And this star really is annoying because the gravitational field it makes pulls myself together when I'm too close to it. Now to create more dirt I'm going to need a barrel and wooden barrel, and when I have that I can place organic matter like crops and trees or leaves into it, and after it starts composting, I can take the dirt out. I started chopping a lot more trees here because I really need the wood and I wanted to be prepared. And I'm going to take the dirt because oak saplings I can farm if I want to. Now I will need to do another barrel here to ramp up the dirt production, and as you see, after composting the organic matter we get dirt, which is very cool. Now I'm going to keep adding more and more tree saplings here so I can get the dirt needed. The gravitational pull from this star is really annoying. We got a silkworm here, is very good because this is the only source of strength that we can get, because I'm not a very good fighter, so I'm not going to start fighting with the dangerous creatures that lurk here. We can start building ourselves a tree chopper that is going to make all my work a lot easier because I don't have to chop trees manually and I can just let the machine do the work for me. I started preparing a lot more of this area here and my pickaxe broke, which is very unfortunate. As you see, the silkworm is going to infect the leaves, and when they are fully infected, when you break them, they're going to drop string, as well as when they are touching another leaf from another tree, it also going to infect that leaf. I'm going to start mining here because I need to expand my base, since the space I have here is not enough. And I think this is enough of a immersion because it's really hard to come up with things to say. I'm just going to speak normally because it's a lot easier this way. I replaced the wood planks that I put there with some blocks that I mined from the base because it looks a lot better. And I also received 2 copper chests. They do not connect if you place them together, but they have a lot more space. And sorting barrels are a great storage option, even though they only stack one item, but they can stack up to 251 or 256 stacks of it, and it's going to help out a lot in the future. And we got our first better beller using a crook here. Even a wooden one works, but I got this bone crook from a quest that I completed, and it drops a lot of string, but using the crook also gives you silkworm back. If you cut the trees with your hands or with the tree capitator, you don't get string with the tree capitator. If you don't break it with the crook, you don't get the silkworm back. I made a sieve there, which is going to help me a lot because I really need to use the way you progress in this game in the beginning at least is by mining, is by sieving a lot of moon material. And I'm going to make another sieve here because if I remember correctly, if I put 2 of them together they should work at the same time, but it seems that it is not the case apparently. Maybe because this version of Minecraft is older and the thing with multiple sieves at the same time doesn't work, which is unfortunate, but we're going to sieve this moon turf that is going to give us some redstone, flint, glowstone, bone meal, and some other things. I'm going to speed up the sieving process for you because you don't have to wait all the time that I wasted here, and it's going to make the video a lot more boring. And I'm almost done sieving, and this is the last piece. We got a lot of things from sieving down the moon turf. We need to collect down because with this we can craft regular cobblestone, and with that we can actually make a stone pickaxe, which we can pick moon rock with it. And we completed 2 quests here, very good. And we got nothing very good, a spawn pole, which I'm not sure what that is, what entity it will spawn, and a oil canister, which unfortunately in the stage we are right now it's not very helpful. I'm going to keep extending here as long as I can, and I'm going to need some lightning. And because there is no oxygen on the moon, you can't make regular torches, and you have to make glowstone one, because the regular torches go out, because obviously there's no oxygen. I made a little space here for sieving, and is going to make things a lot more easy with the sorting and everything. I fill up my oxygen canister and I'm refilling the other one. This is very important, especially in the beginning. And as you see, if I break the tree with the tree capitator, like I'm doing right now, I'm not getting anything, not leaves, not saplings, not string, and not silkworm. So obviously you have to use a crook to do that, to get those items. Unfortunately you cannot use the tree capitator anymore, but it's not that big of a deal. I started sieving some moon rock, because this will give us more ores that we can later crush and with a hammer, and we can turn them into regular ores. You need 4 crushed ore. I think you will get, there's a chance that when you crush it you will get another one, and I will show the process a little bit later. Firstly, I'm going to do some sieving, obviously, because I'm low on items, and I sped it up this time as well, so it's not as boring and I can go through it a lot quicker. I might even cut off some parts if this is too long or too boring. And with everything that we got, I'm going to make another pickaxe, because I need to keep mining stuff. In the early stage of the game you have to do a lot of sieving, because this is the only way you get ores. I don't think there is any other way that you can get ores, and this is literally the way the game was designed, this mod pack. Even though this mod pack is very old, it's one of the oldest mod packs that there is. I think the guys that worked on it did a very good job for making it so interesting and so immersive. You can play around it, and you literally need to make use of the game progression that the game developers set up. And I mined out a lot here. If you made it this far into the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and turn off the notification bell, and comment down below if you actually played this mod pack when you were younger. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to make my base of operation down here, because I can create more space. Usually I don't like to build up when it's a lot easier to just mine down and make space that way. And I think I'm going to go for 10 blocks on each side or something like that, a 10 by 10 area, or I think it's even bigger. Obviously it's going to be either 3 by 3, it's going to be 3 blocks tall, or maybe 4 if I feel like I don't have enough space and my pickaxe broke. I'm going to put the items that I got from sieving into their specific chest. It's going to make it a lot more easy when I have to search for things. We already got some pretty good items, and we got a lot of them. We did some sorting there. And after a lot more sieving, which obviously I cut out, we got 3 diamonds and some raw silicone, which I'm not sure what I can do with it. But also very important, we got ice, which is going to help us create a lot of things because water in this game is really helpful. Obviously, you will see as we progress into the game that the need of water is very important, that you can use water in a lot of ways. I made myself a diamond pickaxe and some furnaces so I can smell down the ores that I get. Create a lot of charcoal because at this stage that is the only reusable energy source that I can get beside the star that I'm going to put farther away from the base because it's really annoying to deal with that gravitational pull that it has. And the room that I started to dig out is almost done and I finished it, which is very good. Here will need a lot more lighting, which I'm not sure. I think later I started using glowstone blocks because glowstone, not glowstone blocks, because they give you a lot more lining compared to the torches, and it looks a lot prettier compared to having a lot of those torches laying around. And yeah, that's it. In this game, the night and day cycle is different because a day here is 4 times as long as a day on Earth, and the night is basically the same. We got a lot more pickup, a lot more reward bags with nothing good in them, and I went down on a little bit from my base and I started digging because I needed a lot, and I mean a lot of moon material to sieve down because, as I said before, and I'm going to say it again, this is the only method of getting resources now in the beginning. And what is that thing? Let's have a look. It's taking damage from something. What type of creature is this? It attacked me, which is very weird. I'm not sure what it does, but I find it very interesting that I also added some creatures here. And it has a lot of range. I'm almost going to die here. And I almost died, but I made sure to stay as far as possible from it and try to land some cheap shots. I'm not sure why it is aggressive. I didn't attack it. The thing attacked me first. I'm not entirely sure what their purpose is in the game here. I guess they just decided to add something. I'm not sure if there's some type of reference from something. You cannot mine this meteorite, these fallen meteorites, unless you use a pickaxe, and you will get meteorite iron, which we will need later. And let's do our first block of coal here because we need to keep progressing to get to that rocket that we want to build and go back to Earth. Let's pick the sugarcane here because it's really important in the beginning here because I will need it for later, as you'll see. I also made a pair of shears. I'm not sure why I did that, but I also think I skipped the part where I showed you how I make lava by melting down cobblestone onto a crucible over a fire source like a torch, or no, the torches only work on earth. Here I have to put it over a furnace or lava as I did before, and with that lava source, now I can make myself a cobblestone generator, which is obviously the next thing that I'm going to do after doing a little bit more work outside. Let's call it, I'm not even sure how to call it, destroying the moon. We are not team trees, we are team killing trees, but it's okay because we're not on Earth. And I got the ender lily seed, which I didn't really end up using much in this run, in this playthrough, because it grows very hard and I didn't focus too much on the farming side of the game, as you'll see later. Now I'm going to build the cobblestone generator, and please do not laugh at me at what you are about to see, but this is peak gameplay here. I'm incredible at the game, if I say so myself. Literally, I messed up a cobblestone generator, which I don't know, always happens. I don't know if this happens to all of you guys, but literally every time that when I try to do a cobblestone generator, the first time that I try to do it, I mess it up. And yeah, very unfortunate. I also made a sterling generator here to help out with the sieving process, and I'm going to make some transfer nodes because this way I can make a cobblestone generator, but one that is automatic and I don't have to do anything, and it will generate a lot of cobblestone. And I will need sand for that, which I don't have at the moment, and the only way that you can make sand is by using a synthesizer, a chemical decomposer, and putting obsidian in it. That way you get silicon dioxide, I think, and with that you can make sand in a chemical synthesizer. But fortunately we have some sand here and we only need 2 pieces of glass. Now we made the cobblestone generator and we didn't mess it up. With this Java barrel that we have, with this better barrel, we are going to be able to store all the cobblestone that we get. We need some transfer pipes, and later I'm going to also make a transfer node for liquids that is going to help out with the generation of energy, which is pretty interesting if you think about it, and very easy to do. You can basically make a fully automatic energy creation system that can generate a lot of energy. But right now let's focus on making the transfer node, the item transfer node. By first we need to make the transfer pipes, and now I think we should have everything to make the transfer node. We only need the 2 pieces of stone here that we got, and let's hold shift this time and we got it, which is very good. And I think I'm going to pick a word interaction. Oh no, I forgot that I picked up the speed interaction, which is a bad thing because the word interaction is, I think, harder to make. And as you see, now we have a fully automatic cobblestone generator, which is going to help out a lot. And we also got a tech upgrade, and now we have to to create some relocators. But first I'm going to make that wooden chopper that I talked about, that is going to make the game a lot, that is going to make tree automation a lot easier. But I'm not going to do a wooden one. Obviously I need to do a wood one first, but then I'm going to upgrade automatically to a stone one because it's a lot more efficient, and it literally helped me the entire run almost. I very I upgraded it very late in the run. I didn't really need to upgrade it, and resources are very scarce, so I really didn't need to upgrade it. We also completed more quests here, which is very good. And as you see, we need a lot of iron to upgrade it, and we're not going to do that. First, I'm going to build to craft some axes here, because this thing really uses a lot of X durability, since it also counts cutting leaves, and that drains the durability of the X very fast. Now I destroyed everything here and made it so that it looked a lot better and a lot clean. Now I can place this in the middle, give it some fuel, give it an X and some saplings, and it's going to start placing. But you need a lot of stone upgrades, or yeah, you need a lot of stone upgrades to increase its range. And as you see, I used almost all of them, because obviously I don't have enough dirt at the moment, and the amount of trees that I planted, I think it's pretty pretty good. It's fairly enough. I don't need more at the moment. And as you see, we have a lot of trees growing. I can give it one and two more, so that it almost places everywhere. Now I also started to do a little bit more of that. I'm going to build a planter, because we need it for the quest, and as I said in the beginning, I didn't really focus too much on planting. I'm not sure why, but uh, you'll see later that we get a food resource that is a lot more convenient and a lot cheaper. I also right now I'm going to build myself a automatic sieve, which is very good. And later we're going to also craft an automatic hammer. This sieve needs energy, and as you see, we get some from that stunning generator and from the stars that we have there. And this is going to passively give us some items. I'm going to automate it later. As you see, we completed this quest by picking up a water bucket, and we got the enderman egg, which I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for. And now I need more sand, which is very bad, because I don't want to get rid of all the sand that I have there. Firstly, I'm going to build myself a obsidian generator that is pretty easy to make. Unfortunately, here I didn't exactly remember how to do it, and it took me a lot of tries. But thankfully, after making another item transfer node, I realized that you cannot put the cobblestone onto those barrels. Those barrels are for storing liquid, and I needed to use the crucible that I made earlier. I'm not sure how did I forget that so quickly, but yeah, after putting down a lava source under, it works, and it's slow. You have a much better way of smelting down, of using a fire underneath it, but for now we're going to use lava. And having that water on top of the barrel is going to produce us lava, is going to produce us obsidian once that barrel of lava fills up with one bucket. And you can right click it, and you're going to get your obsidian, as you see here. I also put some charcoal. some wood to turn into charcoal, because we will need a lot of charcoal in the beginning, especially since I didn't really understand how to make the fully automatic energy system, and I used a lot of charcoal and a lot of other energy resources in the beginning, as you will see later. But now, using that chemical decomposer, we're going to need some sucrose that we can get from sugar. And I took all of that sugar cane that we got from the chest, because as I said, if I didn't have this, if I didn't pick the sugar cane here, I don't think I could have done this quest so easily. And I really needed to do that because it's going to give me a synthesizer as a reward. And from 4 sugar we only got 1 sucrose. And it's very interesting that apples do not give you sucrose, which, if I think about it, it makes sense, but in the moment right there it didn't make sense to me. Now I'm going to crush up the iron, and as you saw, you need to craft it first into gravel and then into sand, and after that you get dust, which you can smelt and turn into ingots. Each process will sometimes give you one more resource, so you can end up with more resources in the end. But of course it's not very efficient, but it's the only way you can do it now. And using a word interaction on a transfer on a fluid pipe, you can put water into a chemical decomposer, and that water is going to break down into oxygen and into hydrogen, which is going to help us fuel the Stirling generators. And as you're going to see now, after we put down charcoal, we get hydrogen and oxygen. Now this is how I'm going to end the video. It's a pretty long video. I'm going to end up saving some other materials, and please leave a like if you want to continue this series. Obviously I'm going to keep uploading, and I have a lot more content to add. Now this is the end of the first video. I have a lot more videos to keep editing, and this series was pretty long, I think. I don't exactly remember how much I recorded, but yeah, have a nice day.